Good afternoon, ladies and gentlemen. Welcome to another wondrous Propagandacast with me, host Imperial Dane, and my apologies first up. Slightly accidentally, apparently managed to cast the same episode or replay twice, so this is going to be a bit delayed, of course. You'll find out now, of course, this. Though, rather unfortunate, though, I will say my track record with this is pretty decent. I mean, you know, we're 1,000 episodes. I only think done this before once, so... yeah, still one too many, in this case two too many, or whatever too many. So, my apologies if this feels a bit rushed, but again, you have to get this up pretty quickly. So I hope you can forgive me, my dear handsome viewers. We'll be watching right here as OHDonniechan fights for the German forces for the 4th SS Panzergrenadier Division Polizei going up against Stephenn, Comrade Stephenn of the Soviet Union. And the 212th Guards Rifle Division. Hoorah! Pioneers rushing out here, using a dual pioneer start from OHDonniechan, opting to seize as much territory for the glory of the Reich. Initially, following up with some grenadiers. So far, so good. We're noting an early support weapon company up here for Comrade Stephenn. And also noting he's wiring up the truck here in case someone might decide to steal it. You know, Yuri, this might not work. But I think we're doing this to deny the fascist enemy cover. Ah, that makes sense, comrades. That makes sense.
We could use some action to keep warm.
So far, so good. In fact, rushing straight for the fuel points with this Pioniere. Grenadiers following up towards the center. And there you go, the first engagement. Comrades getting caught out in the open. Getting up behind the truck. They so dutifully wired up, ensuring the Grenadiers can't get close to it. Conscripts arriving. Running towards the church. Screaming, "Sanctuary, sweet sanctuary." And please don't light this wooden church on fire. It would be rather uncomfortable for us inside it. Securing points there. Additional conscript Nikki arriving for Comrade Stephenn. Securing the point here. Conscripts are up in heavy cover. Not really necessarily the best position for OHDonniechan to fight in. MG42 following up here. Fuel pumping secured. Conscripts taking up position in the house. Firing from the windows gloriously. More conscripts arriving. So far, nothing. Whoops. Out of the support weapon company here for Comrade Stephenn. Troops being pushed back. Here's more conscripts rushing from several sides, taking up position once more in the church by the looks of it. Losing one man on the church steps themselves. Clearly Gott was not with him in particular. And getting a grenade out here to bomb out the Bolsheviks from a slightly safer distance. Seems the Soviets seem a bit more here holding up for static warfare. MG42 moving up, going to suppress those Russians. And we're seeing that Stephenn is bringing up a mortar of his own. So mortar versus mortar. Mortar combat, ladies and gentlemen. And there's likely only going to be fatalities with that one. No KOs. Grenadiers and Pioneers leading charge versus the Southern Combat Engineers. Going to overpower them. Those damn comets. Even getting an early light machine gun. Good job there. Pelting the combat engineers with bullets. And Mortify going in there against the heavy machine gun. Mortify going to arrive and perhaps counter-bombard the Soviet mortar. Conscripts being pushed away there. The threat of the Grenadiers proved to be too much for Stephenn. And we're seeing conscripts flanking up there on the mortar. Stephenn having made a nice approach up there. Good job there, of course. Taking advantage of, course, of the mortar's rather exposed position. MG42 setting up. Will he be able to do that in time? No, Fritz had forgotten to reload the goddamn machine gun. For shame, Fritz. And there we go, forcing the mortar crew back. Grenadiers could have charged the mortar while the MG42 was occupied, but instead he pulls back the Grenadiers, giving the mortar free rein upon OHDonniechan's forces. OHDonniechan, though, has managed to push back Comrade Stephenn's forces across the front line overall, gaining map dominance for the time being.
Germany now holds the victory point.
But the 82mm mortar will continue to fire without remorse, without cease, without mercy, without accuracy, I suppose, as well.
You need fire support?
A second heavy machine gun arriving here for Donnichan, going for the reasonably heavy tier 1, it would seem.
Pioneers ready for anything.
Frozen grenadiers here.
Another quick precision there, MG42 firing well, of course also lining up targets for the mortar. Pioneers, they could be retreated, or at least be, you know, set up something, perhaps a bunker, sort of limit Soviet approaches, some mines, something, you know. No real point in having troops standing about and doing nothing, Mr. Donny. There you go, the mortar was pushed, well, the mortar pushed away the MG42. Conscripts moving in, they're going to take up position behind the burned out tank Pioneers as well. But again, the Pioneers can't really do anything, Donny. They're only 2 men. They are not super soldaten.
The enemy is attempting to steal our sector.
And a bunker popping up there. We also note here that the first battle phase is bereit for Donny. Mortar inches forwards for Stephenn. Then he's getting pushed back here by a large conscript force approaching from the north. Lovely done there. Pioneers pushed away by the flamethrower. And immediately heading towards the south, while Donny seems to be struggling here to gain back in the north, covering it with an MG42. Bunker is up. Medic bunker on the way, in fact. Might be an idea to reinforce those Pioniere. Donny, and we're seeing the light mechanized company going up here. Yep.
This sector is secured. The enemy has driven
Point secured. Southern point cut off. Nicely aggressive trade there for Stephenn. Alternating doctrines are festering armor, assault support, and Jaeger armor for Stephenn. We're noting he's already gone for terror. Stephenn is a big fan of fear and misery and despair.
What are your orders?
Those are his 3 chief weapons. Surprise. Oh, 4. Never mind. Anyways, troops are reinforcing. Like to make a nice company is bereit. Another MG42 up here for Donnichan's Grenadiere. Trudging through the snow.
Grenadiers reporting.
Stephenn playing around here with his mortar, trying to get the best coverage without, you know, necessarily getting directly hit by the fascists. And we're noting shock troops have arrived here for Comrade Stephenn. And you need to be careful. 4-6, 4-6. 1 mortar round is going to be good and snacked. Might want to get that mortar first before doing anything. Just a suggestion. Shock troops here doing a large amount of harm to Donnichan troops, and before pushing out the point blank, the shock troopers taking up a bit of a beating. Not really sure why charge into the shock troops like that though. Mortar pulling back. Will Donnichan continue his advance and perhaps get that mortar before it is too late? Or will he not? Or will Stephenn's mortar continue to fire undeterred, unstopped, unhalted? Schützenpanzerwagen are on the way as well. Was apparently supposed to be called a Grenadier Panzerwagen after the overall name changes of 1943, where all the Schützen units were called Panzergunners and so on. The same way that should have been called a Grenadier Panzerwagen, but apparently it never really caught on, and so remained the Schützenpanzerwagen. Little fun fact there. Little fun fact. Mines up. We do see mountains up. That's a good move from Donnichan. Pushing up through the south here for some conscripts versus the Grenadiere. Light machine gun up close. Schützenpanzerwagen going in. Mortar firing away as well. Stephenn playing aggressively with his mortar. And about to run into the heavy machine gun. That's a bit unfortunate there, Comrade Stephenn. Oh, we do see the conscripts are using this as a chance to flank it. All of a sudden, Stephenn turns perhaps something less well into a good opportunity there. Well played, in fact, by Stephenn. Well played. Stephenn, ever the opportunist. And ever the optimist.
Yes?
Panzergrenadier arriving for Donnichan. Following up here on the northern sort of no, perhaps swinging towards something else. Schützenpanzerwagen arriving with some Grenadier in tow. Pushing up towards the center. Pioneers need to retreat. No, they got slaughtered by the looks of it. No. Were they fortunate enough, but in the meanwhile rolling up the front line here, forcing most of Donnichan's support units holding up the center. Oh, and the mortar went down on the retreat to the enemy mortar. By Joe. Oh wait, no, that was the mortar. That was the mortar. Can be a bit hard sometimes to keep track of things, in particular when the minimap mortar tells you there's still a mortar running around. Half track here. Not sure why he rushed it in like that. That seems a bit silly there. We also see that Stephenn's now reinforced his position with a Maxim machine gun. And now looks like he's in towards it. Secure the point. Needs to be careful. Notice there's shock troopers around. Fighting the source of this fight. Time to pop over to Stephenn. He's rushing his Panzers straight into the shock troopers. Generally not a good idea, by the way. Not a time for this Panzers to win. Even with the aid of the Grenadiers with the light machine gun is going to be a bit tricky. And note here that the Panzer simply are taking much higher loss, although then the Grenadiers do manage to do a nice chunk of damage to the shock troopers. Shock troopers generally though should be charging straight to the light machine guns either. Conscripts following up there. Grenadiers though were firing at the shock troops, actually giving the conscripts a bit of time to crouch up there. Lots of machine guns moving up there. Donniechan's force a bit overstretched, a bit depleted. He needs to push forwards quickly. Pioneers down south fighting an uneven fight versus conscripts. Hardly good, hardly good. And looks like Stephenn, that conniving Australian bastard, made off with the German mortar as well.
Capturing supply sector.
MG-42 is being locked forwards through the blizzard, which only makes it even more dangerous since he's then even less likely to actually be able to spot anything when he's what he might be able to run into. So that's really, really dangerous. In fact, what Donniechan's doing right there. And of course, 2 mortars for Stephenn on the other hand means he's got quite a nice little artillery battery to level against his opponent, and for that matter, level his opponent with.
Enemy forces are neutralizing a sector.
Field guns are also bereit by now.
Conscripts can now throw Molotovs.
And Molotovs, meaning Stephenn's got all the upgrades for his conscript Niki. Grenadiers slowly trudging through the snow. And getting caught here by the conscripts. And looks like they got a slight minor ambush bonus here, you know, going peekaboo while popping up from the snow, giving the conscripts a bit of a scare there. Yet there are fascists in the snow! This is hell! It is just like my nightmares! Conscripts there, taking a bit of a beating. There's Panzers and Grenadiers simply overwhelm them with superior German firepower.
Engineer squad. Shock AT gun here.
We are losing.
Also, one funny thing to consider about the 4th SS, despite being one of the first Panzer SS divisions, was, you know, it never really, like some of its other earlier brothers, got converted into a full Panzer division. It always essentially remained as a Panzer Grenadier division. And divisions which arrived much later, basically Panzer division before that, so that's a bit fun sort of consider. MG-42 is simply getting overwhelmed by Soviet troops. Nice attempt at intercepting the Panzers with a grenade, but again Donniechan runs straight into the attempt at a bomb grenade, and oh, didn't quite do enough there. MG-42 though down, which likely means another weapon there for comrade Stephenn and Stalin. Although then it gets ruined by a mortar round from Stephenn's mortars.
What do you need?
Smoking up there to perhaps clear an advance.
We have it.
Support weapon company up here for Donniechan. Nothing so far though, similarly from comrade Stephenn.
Territory is falling into enemy hands.
And lots of smoke going up here, I wonder from who? Actually, Stephenn is laying down a smoke barrage. Fancy that. Fancy, in fact, he's probably doing it to negate the MG-42, which he knows that because Donniechan hasn't moved it. Well played there. Well played. Good use of smoke by Stephenn again. I absolutely love good smoke usage, and Stephenn is definitely a bit of a magician when it comes to smoke and mirrors, or at least just the smoke.
Engineers ready.
What do you have for us?
Conscripts here quickly overwhelming the Pioneers. What the Pioneers just need to get the shice out of there. And we're seeing a Panzerkampfwagen here arriving here for Donniechan, taking no chances with what the Bolsheviks might have pulled up against him. Not going for an Austrian, but instead relying on good old Panzerkampfwagen 4, likely some reinforcements from a nearby Panzer division that have been dispatched. The 4th Panzer Company of the 2nd Battalion. Usually the 1st Battalion in a Panzer regiment would have been the Panthers, 2nd Battalion would have been the Panzer IVs. So as the war progressed, that became less and less sort of sure, and they became largely more and more mixed up. In particular, the 2nd battalion was more likely to, for example, have other Stooks or some things like that in it. Panzer 4 rolling up. Mittelschützen Panzerwagen in need of repair. 74 is reinforcing. Stephenn continued to do the daily deed with the mortars. And keeping up the pressure roll, the Donniechan is doing his best to strike back for the fatherland. Need to be careful with the gunners again. Note they can't fire the light machine guns while they're moving. And there you go, the conscripts seem to be getting shredded here. Now the Panthers are adding in. This could be a bit of a massacre. And there we go. One squad down that they can't gun it is themselves. I think heavy losses. One squad needs to retreat. Can it survive? Oh no, squad wiped out. Light machine gun lost to the void of socialism. No, not that, but Grenadiers and Panzer guns forced away. Bit of a brutal fight right there. Terrible losses inflicted. Panzerkampfwagen 4 rolling into the north. Engaging the Granatenwerfer. Point blank. Donniechan needs to be a bit careful with his infantry, and he really needs to set up a priority of actually dealing with those mortars, because they are really beginning to become a bit of a problem here again with the sheer volume of artillery they can lay down, which actually makes it very difficult for Donniechan to have his infantry moving, but in particular his Grenadiers with light machine guns really become threatened by it. And we're finally seeing something up here. We're seeing a mechanized armor company arriving to support the Guards Rifle Division.
The sector is at risk.
Panzerkampfwagen is swiftly rolling up. MD-42 going to set up to deal with these Bolsheviks here. Looks like the MD-42 is there as well. No, wait, that's Maxim. Veteran 2 shock troopers doing their best to dodge the Panzer 4. Donniechan doing his best to sort of gain some territory that he's training after victory points. More smoke! More smoke! In this case, of course, it's sure that these shock troopers can escape the Panzer 4. Or perhaps also the MD-5, in this case, he's managed to actually walk straight into everything he tried to avoid. Less got there, but still, even then limiting the effectiveness of the Panzer 4. Good continued use of smoke by Stephenn. Now, of course, now it's Maxim. Might be in a bit of trouble here. Receiving the dire attention of the Panzerkampfwagen 4 up close and personal.
We now have access to KV-8 flamethrower tanks.
And there we go. Dead. Field gun, though, fires away, forcing Donniechan to pull back its Panzer 4 unless he fancies having a Panzer wreck.
The enemy is taking what we have secured.
Stephenn, though, keeps up the pressure elsewhere. And, of course, he keeps it up with his mortars as well. Really laying down some unpleasant pressure upon Donniechan's forces. We're seeing an SU-85 on the way, no SU-66 so far, or Katyusha rocket trucks. And actually trying to send up some telemines, though currently, I mean, considering the amount of infantry that Stephen's throwing onto the field, you know, S-mines might have been the slightly better choice there initially. Just thinking. Also, Donniechan might want to consider beginning something like an Ostwind flak panzer to help deal with some of this infantry, particularly the shock troop would find that their body armor was of little usage against a 37mm high explosive shell. Also note, veteran 2 on the Panzer, because that's actually going to be a bit of a problem for Stephenn, unless of course he gets some of the mortars, in which case he's likely going to be more entertained. There we go, though, nice mortar in the path, which could definitely cost the Panzer a lot more harm, but there we go, retreating.
Forces are capturing our supplies.
Panzer 4 not really gaining as much effectiveness. Perhaps Donniechan, I hope he's sort of moving him more about from place to place without achieving an awful lot to pull up, support his Panzer, is now getting rushed there. Oh, good lord, nice hit there, wiping out 4 Bolsheviks in one high explosive shot. Good shooting there, Friedrichs. Danke, mein Herr.
Comrade.
Oh.
Yes, comrade. Watch out!
Additional Panzergrenadier these with the Raketenpanzerpüchse. Apparently he's very worried about armor and figures some Panzerschreck will be the cure that will save his day. And Stephenn was well pushing in aggressive with the mortar. Stephenn absolutely vicious. A bastard, a fiend, an Australian. Which isn't necessarily meant as a bad thing, the Australian part of this.
What is it?
Anyways, half track not doing so well, needs repairs. And that Panzer 4 needs to be careful, there we go. Nice hit from the SU-85. Popping back here to Donniechan. No sign of a doctrine yet, by the way. No sign of a doctrine. No, Donnie. 20 minutes into the match and yet to use a doctrine. That is not good. That is not good at all. Das ist schlecht, mein Herr. Die Oberkommando des Heeres will hear of this. And they will not look upon this lightly. I mean, overall, by now he really should have some idea of what he wants to go. Does he want assault support with perhaps another bit of resources? Officers, develop his troops, some strafing runs, tiger tanks, and fragmentation bombs. What do you want? You know, festering armor, panzer petition, hold down tanks, pack 43's command tanks. You know, does he want, you know, yeah, armor, something, you know? Just make a bleeding decision. As the Tiger but occasionally remark upon in the first game, if you're in doubt, you will die, guaranteed. Switch out die with lose, and you've pretty much got a good rule of thumb for Company of Heroes. If you're in doubt, you will lose. Guaranteed. And that really applies to doctrine usage. Rather aggressive MD42 used here, perhaps a bit too recklessly. Good, bite him in the arse. There we go, Molotov thrown from up behind a bundle of wood. And not before he managed to pin the bastards, but the MD42 needs to get the devil out of there. Mortar advances once more heroically. Second Panzer Kampfwagen arrives. And we do note he's actually got several pioneers to repair. That is good. MG there. A Maxim stolen by the Germans. Pushed off. Stephenn could right now consider Katyusha or an SU-76 perhaps to help deal with the Germans. More infantry would also be a nice move.
Grenadiers.
And Donniechan really needs to do something about those mortars. They are really proving to be a headache for him, particularly now this one, which is veterancy free. That is what you call seriously bad news. But looks like the Grenadiers might do it. Point blank. They might recapture some mortar for Deutschland. Will they get it? Yes! And then he runs the other way because he panics. Two Panzer IVs up. Can Donniechan leverage this Panzer IV force? Also needs to pull back that mortar a bit, Donnie.
Grenadiers reporting.
Blizzard is passing. Normal weather is returning.
Donniechan once more managing to grab most of the map, but again coming under fire here from the mortar. Might want to pull back just a bit. Also recruiting that MG42 might be an idea as well. So now Donniechan's actually got 3 MGs, 2 Panzer squads, 1 Grenadier squad, 1 mortar, 2 Panzer IVs. He's actually got a decent force, he just needs to sort of position the MGs correctly. At some juncture, set up the mortars as well, and then he needs to sort of launch a proper assault. Katyusha arriving now for Stephenn as well, deciding to add a bit of pressure with some rockets to the party.
We are losing a sector.
Once more putting towards the cut-off. Also note they can't shoot through trees.
The enemy has broken our supply lines.
So come on, Donnie, use your Panzerkampfwagen fears. Charge, vorwärts, Achtung, Achtung, Panzermarsch. Constantly taking a bit of beating, but the rockets are now flying in, the mortar rounds are flying in. Stephen's really now got a serious load of artillery up now versus his opponent. He's got one mortar with a veteran mortar and a Katyusha. Not sure why he's deciding to charge straight into here where he knows the HU-5 and the field gun is firing. That's a bit of a waste of the Panzer IVs. Why not try to attack up here when, you know, try and flank them? That just seems like a good waste of Panzerkampfwagen right there by Donniechan. Definitely not what I would like to see, and still not a bleeding sign of a doctrine either. Veterans for the Grenadiers versus the shock troopers. But there we go, quickly forced away and charging up here. Mortar in trouble, Mortar in trouble. Stephenn might lose his veterans feet, and oh, there we go. Quite the blow there to Stephenn's forces. He shall weep many a tear after this battle is over in remembrance of his Veterancy 3 mortar crew.
The enemy is attempting to steal our sector. Grenadier squad at full strength.
Schützen here.
Troops reinforcing. There we go, once more blasting away with the Katyushas. And really, Donniechan seems absolutely passive with his Panzerkampfwagens. I'm really feeling he's not getting as much out of them as he easily could have. Which is definitely a shame, because right now we definitely have the chance of actually overwhelming the Soviets. In particular with a bit of blitzkrieg. You could easily get behind the H5, you get like the field gun, cause them a bit of harm, then force them to turn about, then send in the other Panzer IV, perhaps rush in some other units, like for example, those Panzer Grenadiers with that puncher strike you have. And now Donniechan seems to be holding back here, playing the waiting game and giving Stephenn a chance to build up force. That is not good. But time for that mid-game analysis. Time to look at the situation. Donniechan once more is finding the 4th SS Panzergrenadier Division with support from the 23rd Panzer Division being pushed back despite his most semi-heroic efforts, or just sort of their efforts. He's got a nice chunk of forces, but he doesn't really seem to be leveraging correctly, and he rather seems to be sort of occasionally just showing some head-on attacks, not again getting the most out of his forces, which is a deep, deep shame. Again, his 2 Panzer IVs, in particular, if we were to get another Panzer IV, or perhaps 2, could easily be utilised, for example, pull off a nice flanking assault, overwhelm the forces that Stephenn has, because again, they'd be rather vulnerable to a nice strategic flank. In particular, the Katyusha. I mean, we get that Katyusha, that would definitely be another blow to Stephenn. That would cost him some rather valuable artillery. And of course, you could afterwards go on with the H-35 and perhaps the field gun. I mean, a nice assault there, combining these, perhaps a half-track field with the Panzer guns, with Panzer strikes, perhaps some Grenadiers with the Panzer IVs ready as well, could easily overcome the centre. And if you could do that, if you could actually sort of get those 3, which is partly now what we would describe as the core of Stephenn's forces, the backbone to which the flesh, that is his conscripts and shock troopers, are attached, that could likely mean the ultimate defeat of Stephenn's forces. So if Donniechan could get those, again, that could be a win. But then again, if Donniechan keeps on playing, the slightly, safe play, the sort of cautious defensive, the slightly unsecure play, I mean, ultimately, he's going to lose, because Stephenn will build up a force and Stephenn will push, because Stephenn is an aggressive player. And Stephenn is also the sort of player that knows that even if you're on the defensive, that should only be a temporary measure. You should always try to push and attack your opponent, which is what his economy is doing. Which is, for example, why he's also getting artillery to sort of try and help break the stalemates in those cases they happen. So really, the faster that Donniechan can mount a successful counter-attack breakthrough, the better. Also noting here, the team's actually floating a lot of resources, and certainly Stephenn right now might want to considering some extra to sort of help shore up the flanks, but obviously just keep on pressuring. Right now, more infantry might prove an idea, and SU-76 or 2 could also prove an idea with artillery barrages, but all just providing additional fire against the Panzer force could easily bring them down alongside the SU-85. So that's also something that could easily threaten Donniechan in the longer run. Also, some mines would actually prove quite, helpful for Stephenn. Also, a resource, I mean, in terms of damage, they're actually quite equal, which also sort of shows, that Donniechan really can't afford to linker, and particularly also noting, kill-wise, they're extremely close. And this rather displays that ultimately, why Stephenn ultimately, sometimes ends up losing some more territory, and, it's a bit on the back foot. Ultimately, though, he keeps up the pressure, and he keeps up the kills. That rather shows you the strength of a well-played Soviet army. So definitely some problems. And again, Donniechan needs to bleeding well choose a doctrine. Absolutely horrific. I absolutely cannot stand that. So that's really something he needs to fix up. And again, there's really no excuse, I feel, this far into the game not to choose a doctrine. There is no excuse whatsoever. As for Stephenn, of course, he's still got plenty of things he can easily leverage. He could call in a bomb, prepare for a bombing strike with a few munitions catches. He could call in a flamethrower tank and just begin scorching Donnie's infantry. He could set up a howitzer, begin bombarding him that way, just get even more artillery and field propaganda. Could also be used quite nicely to break up his infantry. So there are clearly some problems there ahead on the horizon. And Donniechan to win actually needs to sort of get it together. So that's rather it, and let's return to the fight here. Panzer IV rushing ahead there, SU-5 trying to hunt him down. Stephenn again playing aggressive, but also knowing he doesn't really have much to worry about on the flanks. He's got infantry coming in, spotting for that. Field gun moving up, to secure the flank. Nice job there for Stephenn, covering his flank. The field gun. Half tack for some reason, actually driving straight to the line of fire. All of this going down.
The enemy has dealt us a blow.
Panzer Grenadiers finally on the move again. Conscripts getting suppressed, almost pinned. There we go, in fact they are pinned. Katyusha blasting away.
Watching our horses!
Schützen in the fire! Ready!
Nice hit from the German mortar. Grenadiers firing away. Panzers charging in. The panzer equipped ones. Really older should march ahead. Come on, Donny, keep up the pressure. Vorwärts, vorwärts, immer vorwärts. I mean, if you were to rush ahead the Panzers with the Panzers now here, could even have a chance of getting off a shot on the Katyusha, and again, he's holding back. Don't do that. Field gun down. Magaliski recruit there by Donniechan and turn against his Bolshevik foe. And there we go, in fact. Oh, mine hit there. That's rather unfortunate. It might save. In fact, the Katyusha was done so earlier, but either way. Nice job there. Nice job. Panzer Grenadier being pushed away. Panzers here need to pull back. They're definitely not in a condition to continue fighting. Another OHD5 arriving here for Stephenn.
We are in a dangerous situation. 100 points remaining.
Yeah?
Pioneers awaiting orders.
Putting up the MG42, my might get into some trouble before that happens. Nice hit there on the shock trooper by the mortar. Katyusha firing away. Panda 4's being repaired. Lovely, lovely, but again, Donniechan needs to make better use of them, otherwise they're just a waste of resources. Setting up sandbag position there, lovely. Maxim pushing up towards the victory point. Donniechan desperately trying to stop the bleeding of points. Mortar and MG42 down. Nice job there by Stephenn. And MG42 up here running some serious trouble again. They're dealing with troops in heavy cover. Not good. Oh, in this case, looks like they're able to sort of get a nice enough angle on it. Tries to suppress them. That's actually a bit lucky there for Donny. Panzer Force wants to try to get, but so the OHD5s. Field gun needs to move up, and the Panzer Force just needs to flank those OHD5s. But no, he's not dealing with them. Failed anti-tank grenade. Flank the OHD5s. Flank them. Get the other Panzer 4 in on the job. What are you doing, Donny? And again, doctrine, Donny. And Panzer 4 kaput. That was definitely a waste there.
The enemy has destroyed a panzer.
Contact! Soviet!
Panzer Grenadier moving in.
You found something?
And quickly wearing that Maxim. Quick follow-up, Katyusha barrage. Field gun getting wrecked. Panzer Grenadiers moving in. Forcing back the OHD5s. Lovely. Field gun crew might get wiped out, helping the gun itself might get destroyed. Now equipping both of his Panzer Grenadiers with Panzer 6. That's definitely dangerous.
Things are getting hot here!
Enemy forces are secure.
And again, limits their overall effectiveness against other infantry. Stephenn now playing pretty aggressively the harassment game, trying to take as much points and call off as many resources as possible. That is well played there. And of course, the Panzers themselves now get quickly pushed off the field, lacking in anti-infantry power. So again, you know, be careful about equipping your troops like that. You can easily bite you in the arse. Back to Stephenn. 2 shock trooper squads now, and he's actually taking a bit of a beat now, so it's not like it's going all well for Stephenn, but Donniechan could certainly be making it harder for him, I feel. OHD5 is ready to move out once more for the Rodina and Comrade Stephenn and Stalin, of course. Holding up the Panzer 4 like that. You know, use it, Donny. Don't hold it up as a defensive weapon like that. I mean, better set up an anti-tank gun or something like that. And looks like a doctrine has finally been chosen. Assault support. He waits half an hour to finally get a doctrine and then chooses... Oh, dear. I mean, there's nothing wrong getting a tank, but even then, you know, he could have been making a lot more use of that doctrine. He could have strafing runs to pin down Stephenn's infantry. He could have an officer to help his infantry pop down smoke over blitzes to increase resources. He could have called in fragmentation bombing runs, for heaven's sake. And of course, had a Tiger up probably a bit early as well. Shock Troopers, of course, running in some serious problem here with that Tiger and his high explosive shells. 88mm gun going to be their undoing. But now, of course, the Panzer IV in serious trouble because again, he split them up, making them easy targets on their own. Tiger needs to pick them up and support. Smoking up in front of the MD-42 there. Well played, Stephenn. Well played.
Our points have fallen to 300.
Panzer Grenadier moving up. Map control is slowly slipping out of Donniechan's hands.
What do you want?
Tiger moving in, trying to get those OHDonniechans. Panzer is moving up to support. The Panzerjäger are on the move. Also, a little fun fact, but Panzer VIs are usually handled by more specialised tank hunters. They were not just handed out to anyone, that was more Panzer Fausts. Going straight for the base here by the looks of it, but needs to be careful, there's still OHDonniechans not accounted for. We could be exposing this rear to them. Donnie. But there we go, the Panzer VIs managed to try and get one of those OHD-5. Perhaps then Stephenn was also forgetting about the possibility of those, so I suppose right back at me. And there we go, he might get the other. Oh, there we go, but only abandoned, destroy it. Something like that, but get the Tiger out as well. Don't expose the rear, there we go, turn the front, turn the 100mm front of it. But pull it back. There we go, nice job there from Stephenn, merging, ensuring the Tiger can't just easily wipe out the crew. Good job, good response, but need to just get out of there. Rückzug. Pull the Tiger back for repairs, same with the Panzer IV, that also needs to be repaired by those pioneers. And that is schnell. Once a bleeding double. All of a sudden, Donniechan might have a winning chance again. Don't park it! Pull it back for repairs, Donnie! Pull it back for repairs! Oh, Conscripts there got a bit of a punishing. Don't do that, Donnie! Looks like I somehow managed to project my mind into the past and finally force him to pull it back. Tiger though, no, he just moves up to the point. Pull back, Donnie, pull back. A tank should not be left to hold the front line on its own, particularly not one down to half health, even if it is a Tiger. Particularly not when you can take one anyways. Pull it back to the rest of the troops. Pull it back to the rest of the front lines. You're just risking getting annihilated. You could have had it supporting the Panzer IV, instead you're losing the Panzer IV. Donnie. I'm rather disappointed in you. But Panzer Grenadiers moving in. Large infantry force here, nice grenade. Didn't do much, though there's still veterans 3 shock troopers, which would be able to overwhelm. But there we go. Bun grenade, down to half health. Panzer VIs connecting with poor Buddies. Severe amount of bullets and rockets, really proving to be even a problem for the veterans 3 shock troopers. Then again, that's just a lot of Panzer with the rockets and whatnot. There we go, another rocket. Might lose the Panzer squad here. Bun grenade on the Maxim. Armor slinging up, Panzer's charging in. Rather dangerous, rather dangerous. Not sure where they got that ambush bonus from, but there you go. Katyusha needs to get away. Tiger here on its own, still on its own. Now we're seeing a KP-8. Oh, dangerous, dangerous for Donnie. The Tiger's far from there to actually be able to respond to such a thing, and Donnie doesn't anything else to actually stop it. That's also one dangerous thing of over-relying on Panzers and Panzer VIs much. I mean, you might, encounter a KV-8 flamethrower tank, which will definitely end their lives with a whoosh. Come on, Donnie, Rückzug. And there we go, Donnie clearly over-pushing his luck in many, many ways.
You are responsible for your soldiers.
And now, of course, looks like he might be pulling back his tank. So deal with the KV-8. Oh, no! Oh, he isn't! Shock troopers there. 3 victory points. And there we go. Nice job there. Nice job. All of a sudden, they're getting the Tiger tank via the beautiful use of a smoke grenade. And of course, then getting out there before the Tiger can turn his turn and aim at them. Lovely. Good job there, Stephenn. Impressive work. KV-8 now getting after Donniechan's base. There's only a few panzers, like equipped panzers, going to be there. And again, they're just dead meat. Nicely cooked meat, but still dead. Then he's arriving. These shock troops, of course, all of a sudden in a lot more trouble. Still nicely done there. Donniechan's base is just getting wrecked. Pioneers moving in. Donniechan should just consider calling in a Sturmgeschütz now and just using that or getting the Tiger in. Just something. Schnell. Stephenn, though, is striking back with whatever resources he can muster, and of course, going for the priority. He knows a lot of resources been sunk into the Tiger, so he's dealing with the infantry in the meanwhile. Ensuring that Donniechan doesn't have anything to actually take points back with. Nice reacted there by Stephenn. Nice reacted. Getting another KV-8. Stephenn has sensed a weakness, a chink in the armour, a chance of victory, of brutal victory, but nonetheless victory, and he's going to take it. There we go, Panzer Grenadiers wiped out. Grenadiers wiped as well. KV-8 going to encounter the Tiger tank. That's not going to end up well. But of course, burning away at the Pioneers. Again, killing more of Donniechan's infantry, which he's going to have a harder time replacing. Nice flank there from Khan's going to see if they can't get off an anti-tank on the Tiger. And his close getting wiped out. And he's in a bit of trouble. And there we go. Stephenn just keeps at it. Veterans run for the Tiger. Lovely. More smoke. Again, trying to cover up his other units. Stephenn just keeps at it. And there we go. Anti-tank grenade on the engine block of the Tiger. Panzer IV has arrived. KV-8 here might be in trouble, but overall the position for Stephenn is rather perilous. KV-8 down, abandoned in fact. Oh, the Grenadiers. KV-8 going to get one more victim. By the looks of it. No, Donnie. First Pioneers moving in. Victory points ticking down. Conscript taking up position with a Panzerschreck. Even as the KV-8 continues to burn away at the Kampfgruppe headquarters. And the Grenadiers. And the KV-8 goes down just in the nick of time. But Donnie's forces are practically non-existent. The 4th SS has been shattered.
The sector is at risk.
Conscripts wrecked a bit there. Base being bombarded. Pioneers moving in, engaging the truck with the Pioneers. Seeing perhaps getting a mild shock. Now gaining an H-85.
Down to 25 points. Victory
More Pioneers arriving. Donniechan just needs to push hard and quickly, speeding things up a bit. Panzer IV rolling ahead. Another H-85 arrives. Rockets blasting away. Then he's getting overwhelmed by shock troopers. Nice grenade! Oh, there we go. And wiped out by the rockets. And again, smoke grenades. Well played there. I mean, absolutely sterling use of smoke grenades. I really wish a lot of people would try and learn here from Stephenn when it comes to using smoke. And looks like the Panzer IV is about to get blown up. Position overwhelmed. And might speed this up a bit. Panzer IV blown up. Points being taken away.
One of our panzers has been destroyed.
Tiger holding up here, but obviously I'm getting trouble. Not here against heavy cover attack. I'm getting a triple, although the sandbags finally collapse. And
New units are ready to deploy.
there we go. Again, my apologies for the lateness in this episode, this cast. Again, my damn mistake, my own fault. But hopefully you enjoyed this. Hope you learned a thing or two or three from it. If you did want to subscribe to your friends, if you didn't want to send me phone products and feedback in the comments, but again, what sort of things want to see in the game. Again, the smoke usage. Again, absolutely great smoke usage. Great use of troops. Great use of HDonniechan. Great use of CoH2s, great use of mortars. Overall, nicely played here. OHDonniechan also nicely played, but again, he also then made some massive blunders. For some reason, again, very passive use of the Panzer IV when he easily could have had the chance of pushing in, doing some damage. No real use of mines. An absolute massive strategic fumble on doctrine units. Again, absolutely huge. And I'm pretty sure that's one of the things besides the poor Panzer units, which cost them the game. But again, poor Panzer units splitting them up, not attacking force. Having his Tiger hanging around there for a point he wasn't even taking for quite some time instead of trying to aid his troops, that really cost him a lot. Again, he really needs to sharpen up his tank usage. Seriously. Also, a mistake here with Panzer gun and all such, but I mean, he had some good moves, some good things, but again, ultimately his strategic mistakes cost him the game. That and poor Panzer users. So I really hope OHDonniechan watches this and takes to learn, because that half an hour before choosing doctrine, absolutely terrible. And the way he held back with his Panzer, then split them up, not good either. And then I have again, great use there from Stephenn. Let's not say OHDonniechan was all awful. I mean, they held on reasonably nice to a certain part of the game, but again, ultimately, Stephenn just went ahead and mowed him down. And that's partly because, again, OHDonniechan he could play quite well defensively, but again, he lacked that aggressive vigor at times. He lacked that ability to dash in and just kick Stephenn in the gonads. And that rather cost him. And Stephenn, on the other hand, had that. So, there you go. Hope you enjoyed this game, match. If you did want to subscribe, and again, yeah, I already went through that. So, cheers!